Thank you, Nathan.
Here's what happened. But listen, here's what happened in 1800. The president won the presidency just like he's supposed to. And with the electors, listen, in the Constitution, we vote for the electors. That's in Article. The way it reads in the Constitution is the states shall appoint electors. Now, what we know is the two-party political system at a state level appoints the electors, but it says the state. So we have a place in the 14.2, Article 14.2 says, and that's when those white men got to vote for the first time, and it lists who they get to vote for, and they get to vote for the electors. And in the 24th, they says it again, but this time in the 24th, they say the president and the vice president and the electors, where in the 14th, they listed the electors first, and then the president, and they're three separate elections, and we get to vote for them. But in the 1800, there was a vice president, Aaron Burr, when he got elected as the vice president, he ran around and started undermining the president and everything he's trying to do. So they came up with a rule that the president picks his vice president. Okay, I can agree with that, but amend the Constitution so we're not living a lie. But I will call back next week and see what you got. You got to thank you for your service, man, and just keep people thinking.
Same to you,
Thank you, Nathan. God bless you.
Yes, thank you.
That was awesome, Jarrod. That was real awesome for the call. That was awesome. And like I said, I learned something today. We got about 10 more minutes left in the show, so I'm getting ready to close out. Do you want to say anything for a couple of minutes? I just want to let people know that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that, you know.
Yeah, because you're.
I'll let you
talk.
Sorry,
brother. Go ahead.
No. There's a delay in the internet, so it's okay.
Okay, so I'll just say a couple things. I know you're the big closer. You're the big host, my brother, Chauncey.
Nah, we are. There is no me without you, Jarrod.
I know, brother. So the whole point of this is to get folks to be free thinkers. It's not to convince you that we're right and you're wrong. It's to convince you that you're an adult and that you are a citizen of the greatest and freest country that this world has ever seen. And what we want you to do is not to divide or be upset. It's to just freely think and try to unite. The one thing that there was a Border Patrol agent that said to Mayorkas was, for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing.
Good men to do nothing. Amen.
Right.
Amen.
We are all good people. We are not going to let the smoke and mirrors drive us crazy or divide us. We are all good people for the greater good of this country. Let's reset these suckers. That's all I got to say. So just wanted to wrap it up by saying we love you all. It's not about, it's about being American.
Amen. Amen. You know, Jarrod, thank you very much. This is going to be the beginning. This is the beginning of an awesome show. We had our first caller, Nathan, which was awesome, out of Florida. He brought dynamic information about the Constitution. And I think that as a result of this phone call, like I said, next week I'm going to have the Constitution opened up in PDF, because a lot of people don't know the Constitution. Even a well-read person like myself and you, I didn't even know that the Constitution had to be amended for the way we're electing. So I want to revisit it with the American people, with you, and we can start doing that some next week. And Nathan apparently is going to help us, because apparently he's a veteran, well-versed on it. So we're very happy and blessed to have him in the show. Anyone listening to the podcast, in the description at the end of the show, we're going to have a link there called Linktree American First Patriot Podcast, and you can follow us on all social media platforms. For the most part, it's America First Patriot Podcast Show. We're on all of the conservative sites. Only on Twitter, we're called USA First Podcast. So please join us, follow us. And for those that would like to call into the show next week, the studio number is 563-999-3451. And when I prepare for the show for next Monday, I'll make sure that I have that call-in number listed We want callers to call in and participate. This show is for American people. We're all here to raise the level of consciousness for truth and justice, and we're fighting to defend our freedom and liberty. Again, I want to thank my co-host and veteran for his service to his country, and again, wanting to stand up with me and join this podcast so we can save our nation. Thank you so much, Jarrod, for being my co-host. I'm honored and blessed to have you on. I'm excited to do some great things with you in the future, with you and the American people, from the call-in air and hear their voices and their concerns. And also, we could be educated as well. Like Nathan shared some valuable information that probably most American people don't know, that within the Constitution, we should be picking a vice president and a president separately. That is very, very interesting. And, of course, we know that the two-party system in and of itself is corrupt. That's why they had the Whig Party. They had so many different parties back then. But politics, control, and power has brought us to this point. But we still have a chance living in the greatest nation in the world. But we all have a responsibility to stand up and fight back and be accountable. If you're not fighting, you should not complain. And if you're complaining, you should be fighting. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to American First Patriot Podcast. I'm your host, Chauncey Brown, my co-host, veteran and patriot, Jarrod Tomassi. We'll be here next Monday. Term limits. We'll be here next Monday from 8 to 9. And, of course, Jarrod, the choir in the background, a little chirp, term limits. Yeah, we definitely need term limits. But I want to thank all of our new listeners. I want to thank Nathan again. And we look forward to having the American people call into our show and join us with their thoughts, prayers, and information that they want to give to us and the American people. We thank you. We love you. God bless you all. Have a good night, a blessed weekend. And until next time, remember, keep the faith. God bless you.